spring is here. And if you're like me, you step outside and you look around and you see a million little home projects that you want to take on. And I like to tackle a lot, but some things are just not DIY. And that's when we need to turn to a professional. But which contractor is the best fit for your spring construction project? Well, for some tips, I sat down with City Waters at the BBB. We are talking about something that my family's right in the middle of, okay? We come out of like winter hibernation and then we immediately look at the house and we're like, oh, that's a problem. That's a problem. We're getting into all of these spring projects. But I know that there's a good and a bad way to approach that.
Where do you go if you don't have the skills to complete the projects that you need done? You can go to bbb.org, type your city in, and pull up all the contractors in your area, look at their ratings, reviews. I love the years in service because for me, if I have special things I want done in my home's older. So I like people who have been in service for a few more years and maybe have older skills. So that's something to think about as well.
I saw that there was a list of some red flags to look for while you're looking for a contractor as well.
Yes, and the first red flag that you'll want to look for is communication. Just in the very beginning when you're trying to get work done, because that's a very good indicator of how the entire process will go.
Sure.
Another red flag to look for, Rachel, is if they ask you to provide all of the money up front.
Yeah.
It's normal for a contractor to ask you for money to cover the supplies that they need for your project, but not for all of the money for the entire project until it's completed.
Any other good tips that we should take into consideration whenever we're, in project mode?
I recommend that you ask for some references.
Okay.
And those accredited businesses, that's a great place to look. So go to bbb.org, filter to accredited businesses, use that get a quote service. That is a feature of the accredited businesses and it's awesome. You can go there, click get a quote, and I recommend doing that for 3 different contractors for the service you're looking for.
Okay.
Then you just click a button and they should get back to you within 48 hours and you can talk to them about your needs. This spring, if you have even a positive experience, do your part as a consumer, go to bbb.org, leave a positive review for that contractor as well, so that, we can all have great spring projects and beautiful homes.
Well, and that way I don't have to point at the house and be like, oh, I got to look at that for another year.
Exactly. My windows need to be painted right now. I'm looking at those.
I've been staring at my shutters for 6 months. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Sydney, thank you as always for all the great tips. Of course, driving to the BBB website, it's super helpful in instances like this and always great in helping hook people up with credited services.
Absolutely. And also don't forget, you can always give us a call. The number's listed as well. We'd be happy to talk you through anything.
All right. Thanks a lot, Sydney.
Thank you, Rachel.